Shalom. This is Har One Banya Sha'Allah of the Lions Den Camp, located right here in Jacksonville, Florida. Before I begin, I want to say Kal Halayim, La Yahweh, Ba'Hashem Yahushai, Ba'Hashem, Ha'Rakah Kodash, Ma'amaf. Double honor to the elder apostles of GMS and their elders. Shalom to you, Akim, and Agwatim and children that believe in sincerity and truth around the four corners of the earth. Today, what's today's date? The 23rd. Today at evening, this Saturday, today is the Passover. All right. Now, a lot of brothers, if you can't keep the Passover with camps, if you're traveling, maybe you can probably throw up some prayers, face the east, throw up some prayers, watch a lot of videos. I'm sure the elders over at GMS, they're going to be putting videos out. You know what I mean? You can probably light your menorah, say some prayers, get the leaven out of your houses, right? You still can play that part, like get the leaven out of your house. Now the reason we have no leaven during this feast, dealing with the Passover, this holy day, is because when we came out of Egypt, the night we came out of Egypt, our people didn't have time to put leaven or yeast, if you want to call it, inside of the cakes or the bread to make it rise. That's what it's like, a mold, the same sense of mold, but it's called yeast, and it's a rising agent. And we didn't have time to add that to our bread, so we had to eat brittle bread, or what you would call flat bread, So we didn't have time for it, and the Most High told us that we need to remember that and keep it as a memorial forever. Okay. Now, on that night of the Passover in 1446 BC in springtime, when the Lord delivered us, he told us to eat our food with our shoes on our feet, our staff in our hand, and that's the way you're supposed to eat it tonight when you're keeping the Passover, with your shoes on your feet, and rehearsing, kind of replaying it out, what happened that night, reenacting it. All right, so now we're looking for the Lord to deliver us from the second Egypt, the same way he delivered us from the first Egypt. All right, the second Egypt is going to be another Passover. And in the kingdom, we're going to keep both Passovers. All right, so this is Judges 5 and 11. They that are delivered from the noise of archers in the places of drawing waters, there shall they rehearse the righteous acts of Yahweh. All right, now during the time of Deborah, this is meant something kind of similar. All right, we were put in subjection under these heathen nations, right? And during the time of Deborah, and she was telling them to go down, since they didn't know the law, they didn't know anything about our history. The Israelites at that time, the younger crowd. So she was the one that was older, and she was still around, Deborah. So she was telling them to go down there. She taught the women the laws and the history of our people, and they would sing poems, and they would sing by the water, where they were drawing water at. So Deborah told the men to go down there where they draw water, the places of drawing waters, and there rehearse the righteous acts, meaning keep your ears open, and you'll hear them singing about it and talking about it. All right. So the same thing today. We rehearse the righteous acts amongst the elders, amongst the Akim, where the places of drawing water is. And the places you can draw water from is where the brothers are teaching it. All right? And that's in the servitude we're under here in Babylon, under Esau and around the world. So in these places, we're supposed to what? Rehearse the righteous acts of the Lord. Rehearse it. Go over it again. Reenact it. All right, rehearsing the righteous acts towards the inhabitants of his villages in Israel. Then shall the people of Yahweh go down to the gates. See, then they're going to wake up and be able to go down into the gates, you know. So that what Deborah was telling the men at that time. If you want to be edified, go down there and listen to where you hear the women singing of our old ways, all right? Because she taught the melodies. She was a poetess. So imagine somebody like Lauryn Hill sitting down there by, sitting down there by the water, and she's singing and shit, and you can pick up on it, all right? So today we rehearse the righteous acts in that way, and we sing by teaching this truth, you know, without melody. All right, so we rehearse the righteous acts. That's why we still keeping it to this day. It's a memorial. Let me get this real quick. Okay, I'm gonna read from Exodus 1 to probably about 14, just to get to the point, or probably 15. Exodus 12 and 1. And Yahweh spake unto Moses and Aaron in the land of Egypt, saying, and it said, this month shall be unto you the beginning of months. It shall be the first month of the year to you. So this month literally begins a new year for us. You know, in reality, it's a new year. Things spring up, you know, witches and warlocks, they keep their New Year's after October in the winter. But our New Year's in springtime. All right. So this month, which is known as the month Ab Yabah, if you go over to Exodus 13, it says, and the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, sanctify unto me all the firstborn, whatsoever openeth the womb, the matrix. If you look at that word womb, it means matrix, that comes into this matrix. Among the children of Israel, both of man and of beast, it is mine. We belong to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. And Moses said unto the people, remember this day. See, we're supposed to remember it. Rehearse it, remember it, right? Reenact it. Remember this day in which ye came out from Egypt, because that's the day we were born as a nation. Out of the house of bondage. That's a place of our bondage when we were in Egypt. So the Lord's going to bring us out of this bondage, you know, America. For by strength of hand, Yahweh brought you out from this place. There shall no leavened bread be eaten. See that? So we're not supposed to eat leavened bread for 7 days. All right? So you got to get all the leaven out your house if you can. Try to the best of your ability. That's why it's called rehearsing the righteous act. You know, you try to the best of your ability. You check everything. You know, they put leaven in all kind of shit nowadays. It says, this day came ye out in the month Abib, man, which would be Ab Yabah, which means spring, to spring up. And it says between March or April. So between March or April in 1446 BC, this is when the Lord brought us out of Egypt. And we kept, it was called what? The Passover. All right, so now let's get it. Let's keep going. Let me see. Let's go back to 12. Exodus 12 and 2. And speak, 2. This month shall be unto you the beginning of months, Ab Yabah, right, springtime. And it shall be the first month of the year to you. Speak ye unto all the congregation of Israel, saying, in the 10th day of this month, they shall take to them every man a lamb. All right, so this would be like the 10th day of the month. All right, this evening, because the month days go from evening to evening. So at this evening, tonight would be the 10th day. All right, at evening. So it'll be the 23rd. Today's the 23rd, yeah, at evening. Now, it says, 10th day of the month, they shall take them every man a lamb, according to the house of their fathers, a lamb for an house. All right, and the lamb today represents Yahushai. So we rehearse the righteous acts. There's no sacrifice that we can do greater than Yahushai, what he did. So the Lord ain't worrying about us sacrificing a lamb, but you have people like IUIC or ISUPK, they'll go out and get a lamb and slaughter it on camera and try to do all this dramatic shit. And the Lord ain't worrying about that. He's just saying, get you some lamb. It ain't gonna be perfect because we don't know where this lamb come from. You know, he said you're supposed to be pure, unspotted. And Yahushua represents that today. All right. So get you some lamb to the best of your ability. Speak ye unto all the congregation of Israel, saying, in the 10th day of this month right here, they shall take to them every man a lamb, according to the house of their fathers, a lamb for an house. And if the house be too little for the lamb, let him and his neighbor next to his house take it according to the number of the souls. Because at that time, if nobody had enough, they would share. You know, Jake don't share nowadays. Every man, according to his eating, shall make your account for the lamb. You're right, you have to pay back for it. You know, if you ate some of the lamb, the Lord saying, hey, just put your money in later, you know. Your lamb shall be without blemish, a male of the first year. So if you go to the grocery store, you don't know what the hell you're getting, you know. If you go to a slaughter shop, yeah, you can do all that. But the Lord ain't really taking our sacrifices. He's taking our spiritual sacrifice right now. So you want to just get you some lamb. And they may have kosher lamb, who knows. But you got to be careful with that, because Esau be praying over it and shit. Your lamb shall be without blemish, a male of the first year. And that's why we pray over our food, because these devils be praying, putting their curses on the food and shit. That's why you got to pray over your food, man. Your lamb shall be without blemish, a male of the first year. See, this represents Yahushua today. Ye shall take it out from the sheep, just like Yahushua was taken from amongst us, or from the goats. And ye shall keep it up until the 14th day of the same month. All right, that was like natural refrigerators back then. Besides smoking meat, you know, you hang it up and you smoke dry it. That's how people would save their meat. Or you would just keep the lamb with you, and you know the blood circulation inside the lamb would keep the lamb alive, you know. And then you would kill it, and then eat it. And you shall keep it up until the 14th day of the same month, and the whole assembly of the congregation of Israel shall kill it in the evening, and they shall take of the blood and strike it on the 2 side posts and on the upper doorposts of the houses wherein they shall eat it. All right, because the Lord told us to strike the doorposts with the blood, the 2 doorposts, because that represented Yahushua passing over, because he was the death angel that Yahweh sent. All right, the scriptures say that that almighty word leaped down as a mighty man of war into a land barren and desolate to deliver us. So he leaped down into Egypt and delivered us out of it. So that death angel was going to pass over us, pass over our houses, and go and destroy the Egyptians' children in their houses and their cattle. All right, so today, that blood on the doorpost, the 2 doorposts, represents that blood of Yahushua being upon us. All right, northern kingdom and southern kingdom. All right, his elect. He's going to pass over the elect and deliver you. It says, he shall defend you as birds flying, shall he deliver you. Defending, he shall also deliver. So he's going to defend you and deliver you at the same time, to pass over you, keep you exempt from judgment. That's what the Tawah, to be marked with exemption from the judgment that's coming. All right. Verse 8, and they shall eat the flesh in that night, roast with fire. So you got to roast it, don't broil it, don't boil it, none of that. And unleavened bread. So you got to have your unleavened bread. You know, some people use like tacos, you know, things like that. Or you can get brittle bread, flat bread, anything that doesn't have yeast. And you eat that. Because when the Lord says, this is my body, this is the bread, break it and eat. You gotta do the ceremony and eat the bread at that time. So it gotta be flat bread or brittle bread, something without leaven. And they shall eat the flesh in that night, roast with fire. All right, so you eat it roasted in the oven. And unleavened bread, and with bitter herbs, they shall eat it. The bitter herbs represent something like you can do horseradish. If you don't have horseradish, you can use ginger, right? Like a root, something that's spicy, like ginger or horseradish. All right, but you don't want to season it, putting rosemary on it, garlic. You know, I like some garlic on my food, but you don't want to season this lamb and or be like Peter Porker and them, that buddy that be eating pork, talking about you can eat pork. Oh man, I would hate to see how their Passover gonna be. Eat not of it raw, so you can't eat. We ain't like Esau. We don't eat no raw meat. Nor sodden at all with water, so don't boil it, don't broil it. All right, don't sodden it at all with water. But roast with fire his head with his legs and with the pertinence thereof, and you shall let nothing of it remain until the morning. All right, so if the rest of it, if you can't eat it, just throw it in the trash, you know, today, in these times, you know what I mean? And ancient times, we'll take it out and burn it. But now you take it outside and just start a fucking fire, you can get put in jail or a ticket. So it's better to just discard it, you know what I mean? And that which remaineth until the morning, ye shall burn it with fire. See that? We're supposed to burn it and get rid of it. So you just discard it, you know what I mean? Rehearsing the righteous acts. And thus shall ye eat it with your loins girded. You have all your clothes on, be girded with your garment. Your shoes on your feet, right? So if you're keeping the Passover at home with your family, your wife can't be in her damn night negligee and shit, having a wine romantic nightcap with your woman. Nah, it ain't like that. This is a solemn assembly. So you keep it with your Akim, with the brothers. If you keep it at home with your family, you tell them the same thing. They got to eat it with their loins girded, your shoes on your feet, and your staff in your hand. If you got a staff, you can do that, you know. And you shall eat it in haste, right? You're not going to take your time chopping it up. So how was your day today, honey? How was your day? Nah, you're going to eat it in haste and act out the ceremony. You shall eat it in haste, all right? It is Yahweh's Passover, man. For I will pass through the land of Egypt this night. See, this is the definition of Passover. I will pass through the land of Egypt this night. And this was on in 1446 BC, between April and March, springtime. All right, and that's right. So, all right, so it says, for I will pass through the land of Egypt this night, the land of Matazarium, okay, when them damn Africans were ruling. And will smite all the firstborn in the land of Egypt. Okay, so the Lord, he smote and killed all the firstborn in the land of Egypt. And the Pharaoh that was ruling at that time was named Thutmose III. All right, he was the one that was ruling, Thutmose III. And he was the one that the Lord put hell on, man. The Lord put hell on his ass. He saw all the miracles and the power that the Lord showed at that time. All right. He was the one that the Lord was telling him, let my people go. Thutmose III. And you look at him, his skeleton, it looked like an African. For I will pass through the land of Egypt this night, and I will smite all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, both man and beast. All right. And yeah, I think his son was named Amenemhat, and he died of the first of the plagues, man. Okay, he died of what you would call the 10th plague. Now, I think his name was Amenemhat. All right, and that was the son of Thutmose III, the firstborn. Now, let me see something. All right, yeah, there you go. If you want to read about that, that's in Exodus 11. It tells you how the Lord killed their firstborn of the Egyptians, them Hamites. And and he passed over, and our children were just fine, man. And the Lord gonna do the same thing again when the plagues and civil war and World War III that's coming here, man, to this place. He's gonna make a separation between the righteous and the wicked. So the 10th plague was the death of the firstborn of the Egyptians. Okay, and the Egyptians were Hamites, most likely the Sudanese today. The people that's in Sudan, they were ran out of Egypt in the 600th century BC. All right, so for I will pass through Egypt this night, and then will smite all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, both man and beast. Damn. And against all the gods of Egypt I will execute judgment. I am Yahweh. And the blood shall be to you for a token upon the houses where ye are. And when I see the blood, I will pass over you. And the plague shall not be upon you to destroy you when I smite the land of Egypt. And this day shall be unto you for a memorial. See that? So the Lord set that in place for us to remember and have knowledge of Yahweh in our life, of how he can deliver and how he has delivered us and what he's done for us, and and his love that he has for us, to send Yahweh Shai to speak to Moses in the burning bush this same year, 1446 BC. He heard our cries and he sent Yahweh Shai to speak to Moses in a burning bush and to get his attention. So so it says, and this shall be unto you for a memorial, and ye shall keep it a feast to Yahweh throughout your generations. See, that's why we rehearse the righteous acts throughout our generations. Ye shall keep it a feast by an ordinance forever. 7 days. See, now that's the point. This is the unleavened bread part. 7 days ye shall eat unleavened bread. Even the first day ye shall put away leaven out of your houses. See, the first day, which will be today, all the way until the night, you start getting the leaven out of your houses. Really from yesterday evening on to this evening, you should really try to have all the leaven out of your house. And even amongst yourself, and you can't. You get the leaven, you purge all the leaven out. You got a wicked ass Jake in your camp, get him out of there. Within yourself, you got wicked thoughts or aggression or any animosity towards Akim, you get that out of your heart, man. All right. 7 days, so 7 evenings from now, I think, until next Saturday. It'll be 7. Right? I think till next Saturday, there's no leaven it should be eaten or in your houses. 7 days you shall eat unleavened bread. Even the first day ye shall put away leaven out of your houses. For whosoever eateth leaven bread from the first day until the 7th day, that soul shall be cut off from Israel. And that's why we should fear and try our best, at least, man. All right, so take it serious. And the Feast of Unleavened Bread starts tonight. You had Sakari and them. They were teaching years ago. I don't know if they still teach that, but they were confidently teaching that the unleavened bread starts tomorrow, the day after Passover. And that's wicked. That's off. Because the night of the Passover is when we didn't have time to put leaven in the bread. We had to get out of there. And that night was the night that we left out of Egypt. So it's the Passover night that begins the unleavened bread, all right? So from this night, which is a Sabbath, until the next Sabbath, no leavened bread. Nothing with leaven or yeast in it. 7 days ye shall eat unleavened bread. Even the first day ye shall put away leaven out of your houses, right? You got to check your wine, check everything, because they usually have leaven in it. For whosoever eateth leavened bread from the first day until the 7th day, that soul shall be cut off from Israel. Whew, that's some scary shit there. And in the first day, there shall be an holy convocation. It's a holy day. And in the 7th day, see, the 7th day, which will be the next Sabbath, there shall be an holy convocation. So it's a Sabbath tonight, and then in the 7th day, there's going to be a Sabbath. No manner of work shall be done in them. See, Sabbath, a rest. Save that which every man must eat, that only may be done. All right. And ye shall observe the feast of unleavened bread, for in this self same day have I brought your armies out of the land of Egypt. Therefore shall ye observe this day in your generations by an ordinance forever. In the first month, on the 14th day of the month, at evening, that's tonight, ye shall eat unleavened bread. See that? It didn't say after the day. It said the 14th day at evening, you eat the unleavened bread. It starts on the same night. Until the 21st day, all right, the 21st day of the month, which would be 7 days from now, at evening, okay? 7 days shall there be no leaven found in your houses. For whosoever eateth that which is leavened, even that soul shall be cut off from the congregation of Israel, whether he be a stranger or born in the land. So whether you're an Israelite and you don't know it, you know, at that time it was Israelites that were that weren't living in the land of Israel, but they were Israelites and they were trying to keep the customs. So the Lord was saying them, whether they're strangers or I think it's Gar, you know, not Goyim, which would be the heathens, but I think it's Gar, which would be an Israelite not inheriting rights to the land. So those, even an Israelite foreigner, okay, or born in the land. So that represents us today being the strangers. The foreigner. Ye shall eat nothing leavened in all your habitations. Ye shall eat unleavened bread. Okay. So, all right. So also this is spiritual, the leaven. Okay. So 1 Corinthians 5:7. Purge out therefore the old leaven, that ye may be a new lump. All right. Purge out our old ways, man, our old worldly ways. Paul called it the dead man. Don't carry it no more. Put off you now the dead man. All right. Right. You can't be a gangbanger and be in this truth. You can't be a NIGG, you know, a ninja and be in this damn truth, man. All right. You can't be a Christian and call yourself being in this truth. You know, the Lord said, I'd rather that you were cold or hot. Since you are lukewarm, the Lord shall spew you out of his mouth. He's going to cut you off, man. So you want to give yourself to Yahweh Shem Yahushai wholeheartedly and for the rest of your existence once she woke you up to the truth. You know? For even Yahushai, our Passover, is sacrificed for us. So purge out the old leaven, that ye may be a new lump, the elect, being refreshed, renewed, new. As ye are unleavened, see? We're not built up off the philosophies and the ways of this world. All right? We represent that unleavened bread. For even Yahushua, our Passover, is sacrificed for us. Okay, Yahushua is the lamb and we represent the bread. Therefore, let us keep the feast not with old leaven, neither with the leaven of malice, right, and wickedness, but with the unleavened bread of sincerity and truth, man. So that's what you want to do. You want to deal with your brothers in sincerity and truth. You want to deal with Yahweh Shem Yahushai in sincerity and truth. Deal with your family. The scripture says, be not a lion in thy own household, man. All right, deal with your family in sincerity and in truth, keeping the laws towards each other. You know, purging out any type of malice you may have against your brothers or against your family, or even against yourself, sitting there doubting the whole damn time. The Lord saying, purge that out too. Put on as the elect. Believe, man. You know, get to work. All right. So let us therefore keep the feast not with the old leaven. All right. Don't keep this feast unworthily. Don't eat of the Lord's body unworthily, man. You know, neither with the leaven of malice and wickedness, but with the unleavened bread of sincerity and truth, man. Think about that. That's what we should be meditating on today. Sincerity and truth. I wrote unto you in an epistle not to company with fornicators, right? Idolaters. Ye yet not altogether with the fornicators of this world, or with the covetous, or extortioners, or with idolaters. For then must ye needs go out of the world, man. So these idolaters, women sleeping with multiple men, men sleeping with other men's wives. You ain't supposed to be out clubbing. You know what I mean? Hanging around adulterers or hanging around idolaters and shit, right? For then must ye needs go out of the world. So the Lord's saying you're gonna put somebody to death that hang around those damn people too much. If you got to work with them, or if they're your family, that's different. But if you literally trying to go to the church, you know, Baptist church, you know. So it says what? We're not supposed to keep company with them too much. But now I have written unto you not to keep company. If any man that is called a brother be a fornicator or covetous or an idolater or a railer or a drunkard or an extortioner, with such and one know not to eat. So don't invite them to the Passover. All right. For what have I to do to judge them also that are without? Do not ye judge them that are within? See, focus on the ones that are in the truth. The people that are outside the truth, don't deal with them, man. You ain't got nothing to do with them. But them that are without, Yahweh judgeth, see? Therefore, put away from among yourselves that wicked person, man. All right? So don't invite people just because that's your homie or your friend or you're just your woman. You want to bring her to the Passover. No, just keep it with the Akim, because y'all know y'all can deal with each other and help purge any malice or imbalance or leaven from amongst each other. It's easier to deal with each other. See, and that's gonna work even when all hell break loose. You want to be around people that deal in sincerity and truth towards Yahweh, because those people are gonna have your back in these last days. Those people aren't gonna pop your wife if something happened, or if y'all surviving, they ain't gonna kill you for a piece of food or for your family or for your daughter or some shit. You get what I'm saying? So this is what the Lord is setting a balance amongst the elect, the hopeful elect. So we rehearse the righteous acts, we get rid of leaven out of our houses, and we purge it from amongst our camps and from within ourselves. And any stragglers that don't believe, that's lagging around, you purge them out, man. You know, kick them out of your camps. They done. All right? Until they start taking things seriously. So you only invite the sincere ones to your Passover, man. Okay? It's truth and sincerity. They said, purge out the old leaven. You know? But deal with the unleavened bread of sincerity and truth. So I'm going to end it there, man. So Shabbat Shalom to you Akim out there. And double lines to the elder apostles of GMS and their elders. And Kal Halayim, La Yahweh, Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem, Ha-Rakah Kodash, Ma'amath. And amen, Barakatah on this Pasak. Blessings in your walking meditation, because that's what this should be. Today you should be meditating on that truth, sincerity, and purging ourselves. And remembering the sacrifice that Yahweh Shai did for us. He is our Passover. All right? And with that, I'm going to say Shalom.